Have you ever been in a store, you're looking at a sign that says 30% off, and you feel that little bit of dread? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. But what if I told you the entire secret to finally mastering percentages is all about one single number? Well, today we're going to unlock the power of 100 and turn percents into your new superpower.
All right, to get started, let's do a quick challenge, just to warm up the brain. I'm about to put two fractions on the screen. All you have to do is tell me which one's bigger. Ready?
So, which is it? It's not that easy, right? Your brain has to kick into gear. You're thinking about finding a common denominator, doing some mental math. It's a whole thing. It's doable for sure, but it takes a second. Now, what if I showed you the exact same values, but like this? 65% versus 68%. Bam! Instantly you know which one is bigger. No calculation needed. That right there is the magic of percents. They take these awkward, clunky numbers and put them into a language we all understand immediately. So how does that trick actually work? Well, it all boils down to one simple golden rule. It's the secret ingredient that makes percentages so darn useful. And here it is. The big secret is right there in the name. Percent literally comes from the Latin words per centum, which just means for every 100. That's it. That's the whole game. A percent is just a special kind of fraction where the bottom number, the denominator, is always 100. It creates a level playing field for every number. And this grid makes that idea crystal clear. Just imagine this grid of 100 squares is, well, anything. A pizza, your phone battery, whatever. If we fill in 40 of those squares, we're looking at 40 out of 100. We can call that a fraction, 40 over 100. We can call it a decimal, 0.40. Or we can call it a percent, 40%. They're all just different ways of saying the exact same thing. Okay, so since they're all the same, we need to get really good at translating between these three forms. Think of it like learning a new language. Let's look at how easy it is to switch back and forth. Let's start with the easiest one, going from a percent to a decimal. It's just a simple little two-step. Find the decimal point, and if you don't see one, it's just hanging out at the end of the number, and then just slide it 2 spots to the left. So 75% becomes 0.75. Done. You just divided by 100 without even having to think about it. Now, here's a pro tip for a place where a lot of people get stuck. Single-digit percents. What about something like 5%? Well, you still have to move the decimal 2 places to the left. To do that, you just need to pop in a placeholder 0 in that empty spot. So 5% becomes 0.05. And remember, that is way different than 0.5. So watch out for that one. So what about going the other way? You guessed it. It's just as simple. We just reverse the dance. To go from a decimal to a percent, you take that decimal point and you slide it 2 places to the right. So a number like 0.125 becomes 12.5%. You're just multiplying by 100. It's really that simple. Okay, so now you can speak the language of percents. But how do you actually use it to solve problems in the real world? Well, for that, you need a universal tool. I like to call it the magic formula. This is it. Seriously, this one little equation can solve pretty much any percent problem you'll ever run into. It's part over whole equals percent over 100. The part is the piece you're looking for. The whole is the total amount. And the percent is the percent. Go ahead and burn this one into your brain because it's about to make your life a whole lot easier. Let's put this baby to the test. Here's a situation we've all been in. You find a jacket, it's $50. But hey, it's on sale for 20% off. So the question is, how much money are you actually saving? What's the discount in dollars? Let's just plug our numbers right into that magic formula. The part is the discount we're looking for, so we'll call that X. The whole is the total original price, which is $50, and the percent is 20. So our equation is X over 50 equals 20 over 100. See how perfectly everything just slots into place? So now all we have to do is solve for X. You could cross-multiply and do all that, but look, there's an even easier way. On the bottom, how do you get from 100 to 50? You just divide by 2, right? So you do the exact same thing to the top. What's 20 divided by 2? It's 10. The discount is $10. The formula just handed you the answer. Okay, you have the basics down, you've got the magic formula, you're ready for the final level, mastery. And that means learning how to spot and avoid the common traps that trip everybody else up. This right here is probably the biggest trap of them all. Your brain hears 0.5%, and it immediately wants to think 50%. But I mean, just look at the difference. 50% is half of the entire thing. 0.5% isn't even 1%. It's a tiny, tiny little sliver. They're not even in the same universe. So always, always remember to move that decimal. So, to wrap up, let's nail down the two biggest traps. First, like we just saw, never confuse a tiny decimal percent with a big one. And second, always remember you can't add a percent directly to a number. You can't just take $50 and add 20%. It doesn't work. You have to use your skills to first find out what 20% of 50 is, which we now know is a cool $10.
So there you have it. You now have all the tools you need to understand any percent that comes your way. But here's a final thought for you. Now that you know how to calculate a discount, have you ever stopped to think about how stores use that same math to get you to spend more money? That 20% off sign isn't just about saving you money, it's about psychology. But hey, that's a whole other explainer.